Good morning and welcome to Orca News. The headlines. Vice President Jefferson filed a corruption lawsuit against Mayor Henderson Pisa. Road tarring project has been completed in Shottler and Picot City. Representative Vetapoto proposes to recommission the rooftop air defense system. And a proposed international flight services for the planned airport in Landova. Vice President Jefferson has filed a civil corruption lawsuit to the Supreme Court against Shottler and Picot City Mayor Henderson Pisa. More to report from Paul Wanders.
Vice President Jefferson has filed a civil corruption lawsuit to the Supreme Court against Shottler and Picot City Mayor Henderson Pisa for alleged incompetence and reluctance to public office. The case name called upon the nonfeasance and negligence to the public office of Shottler and Picot City Mayor Henderson Pisa on behalf of the Landovian people. Vice President Jefferson has claimed Mayor Pisa's incompetency in office due to the neglected establishment of the Tokirshire district in Picot City. The mayor has stated that the Picot City Council wasn't ready yet for the establishment of the district. Moreover, President Klavinsky has already said during his presidential trip that due process will prevail once certain that Mayor Pisa is steadfast and worthy in office. The Supreme Court will be having its first judicial court hearing regarding the civil case on Wednesday, August 17 at the Shottler City Hall, to be presided by Chief Justice Russell Elvin Keegan. President Klavinsky, former President Jerwin Limson, former Vice President Pete Jenner, Mayor Stalin Limson, and Senator Loyne are expected to attend the court hearing. Likewise, if the court's verdict has committed for the Landovian people and proven convicted liable for nonfeasance on Mayor Pisa's negligence to public office, then a recall election will be held in Shottler and Picot City if the people are willing to revoke Mayor Pisa from office as mayor of Shottler and Picot City. According to some unconfirmed reports, Mayor Henderson Pisa may file a defamation case against Vice President Jefferson's claims. Former Shottler and Picot City Mayor Justin Limson has his say on the case.
The court hearing will be invoked on how officials will be corrupted somehow on the job, as long as the procedural hearing will be dealt with democratically. I've seen it in my past council and it will be avaricious and acquisitive.
This is Paul Wanders, reporting for Orca News.
The road tarring project that started last year has now been completed in most of Landova. Shottler and Picot City are now completed on their road tarring process. According to the Architecture and Infrastructure Department, they will still be needing to tar several roads in Whitetone Village and Frostley Village before winter. The department also stated that roads in Picot City, specifically in Lingus and Rotherham districts, will be repaved in compliance with the 3.5-meter lane width of the Architecture and Infrastructure Department's roadway regulations that took effect last March 2022. Representative Johan Vetapoto of the 1st District of Picot City proposes a bill on recommissioning the rooftop air defense system of the Department of Defense. The rooftop air defense system was a heavily planned unique arterial defense system in 2018. The Landovian Armed Forces had a different tactic in its air defense system, such as installing miniguns on rooftops of high-rise buildings. In 2019, the Landovian Congress in the Defense Department yielded and decommissioned the use of the miniguns on rooftops due to a lack of maintenance and utilization protocols. Due to the minimal allotted budget for the military, Representative Vetapoto in the current 4th Landovian Congress proposes a bill to recommission the use of its air defense system in roofs. The bill states that miniguns, machine gun turrets, and surface-to-air missile turrets will be installed on rooftops of public government buildings, whether on a low-rise or high-rise. The installation of the air defense system on rooftops will not be mandatory for all buildings but must be needed in all municipalities and cities. The Landovian Armed Forces personnel are the only ones who can utilize the defense system remotely or at hand. The air defense system will only be used in case of a war or a siege, and when the Commander-in-Chief, which is the President of Landova, has authorized the armed forces to do so, as well as initiating the Presidential's Emergency Operations Council and Board national control of the Department of National Security and integral operations in the Department of Defense. Likewise, President Klavinsky agrees with the proposed act in which military spending would decrease and save a lot in budgeting. The president expresses gratefully in his platform that he wanted to maximize the military capabilities of the country in cooperation with the United States and British armed forces. In some revisions of the proposed rooftop air defense system, other proposed revisions want to look forward to establishing its first missile defense system that will be installed in secluded areas in Landova to counteract ballistic missiles in case of war and threat. Here's our weather for today. The planned international airport in Landova will provide multiple international flight services and destinations for passengers traveling in and out of the country. Here is the list of airports that the planned airport in Landova will serve. In the United States, Boston, New York City, Washington, D.C., Miami, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. In Canada, Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. In Portugal, Lisbon, and the Azores Islands. In Spain, Madrid, and the Canary Islands. London, United Kingdom, Dublin, Ireland, Reykjavik, Iceland, Paris, France, Zurich, Switzerland, Rome, Italy, Ljubljana, Slovenia, and Casablanca, Morocco. The list of destinations will be expanded to more countries and cities when the airport will be fully established by 2023. Artist from Sonoma City paints the former president and the current vice president. More to report from Amanda Moore.
An artist in Sonoma City paints portraits of the former president and incumbent Plainsfield Mayor Jerwin Lim's son and incumbent Vice President Nelson Jefferson. The artist said that it was in dedication and to express admiration for the people who have served the job. She said that she would want to give and present the paintings to them. She will then paint incumbent President Ludsky Klavinsky and former Vice President Pete Jenner. This is Amanda Moore, reporting for Orca News.
As of today, the health department has recorded 24,207 total vaccine doses administered. 10,709 are fully vaccinated, and 516 have their booster shot. The health secretary has acknowledged the ramp-up inoculation rate in Landova with 20% of the population having their prescribed initial doses. The health department will then begin the vaccination process of booster shots for Phase 3, or the elderly group, by next week. And that's it for today's news. This is Natalie Coles, reporting for Orca News. Good morning, everyone.